All right, failure to stop. Give me a beep, Micah. Beep. Oh, failure to stop malfunctions. Oh, come on. No. Ah, man. Nope. Oh. No. No shot. No. Oh. Nope. No. Oh man, you can't see. See the last shell again. I mean, I guess that's fine if it's the last one, but you still got to clear a malfunction. All right, you want to try it, Michael?
Let's try it.
All right. Oh.
Oh no, clear it, malfunction. It's still jammed. That was the reload.
Great idiot.
He was.
Oh! Would help if I had around in the chamber. All right.
Put that in the bloopers.
Yeah. All right. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today on Alexander Armory, we are discussing the Saiga 12. Yes, the Russian, straight out of Moscow. I don't know Moscow, but yes, this one was made in Russia by Izmash, however you pronounce that. And I did a short on this one a while back when I first got it. Logged it in. My brother-in-law wanted me to go through it and clean it up, whatever work it needed. He said just do it, and I was like, absolutely, but I gotta make a video with it. We took it out and we test fired it, and it worked. It ran fine. We fired a few shells through it, a couple different types of bird loads, and it shot those 3 or 4 or 5 we shot at a time through it just fine, no issues. So I took it out, began testing, and that was the intro video when we first started filming. I could not get one magazine to run without a hang up. We'll go ahead and start up here at the barrel, and we'll work our way back. So I do not know what barrel the previous owner put on the shotgun. It was, my brother-in-law did buy it. He bought it secondhand, and it had a lot of work done to it, and I believe it was used for competition. So the barrel he put on does have removable chokes, and this one does have the cylinder choke installed. So this does use Remington chokes, or rim chokes, and this is the cylinder one, and he does have multiple multiple chokes with different constrictions. So yeah, very cool. So if you want to use this, turkey gun, you slap a turkey choke in there, and Yeah, and it's already got a red dot on it, so all the turkey hunters these days love using red dots for their turkey guns now. But this could serve that purpose. But for our purposes, or the actual intended purposes of this shotgun, it was not made for hunting, obviously. It is everything that an AK-47 that's chambered in 7.62 by 39 is. It operates very similar and put together very similar, but it's just a 12 gauge. And the Russians were like, yeah, let's just make it take an AK, make it bigger, make it shoot 12 gauge shotgun shells. And that's awesome. So, but yeah, they do have, I have seen a lot of videos, a lot of people that have made, I started digging around, doing some research, as everyone likes to say. And I started digging around and looking at other content creators, other people's experiences with Saigas. Some are good, some are bad. Some have bad feeding issues or cycling issues, whatever you want to call it. And all of it seems to be like undergassed. They were all hanging up, not having enough oomph, not having enough gas going back, and they was hanging up on that spent shell. It was catching that empty hole. And that was the bulk of our malfunctions. It was actually all of our malfunctions seemed to be that. Until I started putting some slugs through it and some really, really hot shells, and it was working the first day we tested. So I brought it back and took it all apart, took the handguard off, which is held on by this screw right here. You remove that screw and all the screws and in the ports. These will remove that. In order to remove the handguard, you have to take these off. So the barrel is ported, and it has these I guess these gas blast deflectors to help keep that gas and debris from coming straight back at your face. And one of them, as you will see in the video, we had some footage. Uh-oh. That's not good. The screws are stripped. So I tried to tighten these back up, and they were not. I think they were, when they were installed originally, they were stripped out a little bit, or a lot. It came off. Now, I tried to reinstall, and I don't know if it happened during the initial install or just from firing, but the threads, well, it's stripped. So I'm gonna have to fix that. So that did, but I mean, that's not a gig on the gun, that's aftermarket stuff added. So, it is what it is. It's not anything against the Saiga, but that did happen, which those blasts, we did realize how much those were keeping a lot of gas out of our face. As you can see at towards the end of the video after that came off, I did comment one time, I can't see when I'm firing. I was like, oh, of course you're making excuses. Why? I was doing the failure to stop drill. Oh man, you can't see. See the last shell again. I mean, I guess that's fine if it's the last one, but you still got to clear a malfunction. And some of I was hitting either to the right of the head or in the neck. I can't really remember, but. And Micah also, he was really not liking how much gas was blasting back in his face.
Every time I shoot, I mean, you're getting slammed with gas. My hand is already gray. No, I was not at a rave last night. This is from Seth's daughter's glow sticks. I mean, you're getting just air blasted in the face every time. Blasted in the face.
So yeah, those do help. And we found out quickly that just losing one made a significant difference. So yeah, aftermarket barrel with removable rim chokes, pretty cool, and it's ported. If I had my preference, I would rather, I guess, maybe have a break instead of these ports blasting gas back at you. Even with the blasters, though, when it got low light, it probably wouldn't. I mean, there was still your visibility. It definitely affected it, especially if you're shooting dirtier shells. You're going to notice. You're going to notice the plume of gas and smoke coming out the side of the barrel. But hey, it looks cool. It was fun. So, oh well. Moving down to the problem, which we figured out. was the gas regulator. The setting, it was on, I believe, 3 when we started. And I tried to adjust it that day and it would not move. So I was like, okay, well maybe it's carbon locked, because I didn't really mess with it before I went out and shot. I disassembled everything, but I did not take the handguards off. Since it cycled fine, I wanted to, you know, I should have went ahead and took the time to take that out. But again, I'd never worked on one before. I did a quick spot check, clean, put some oil in there, and had some free time, took it to the range, took my camera with me and started filming. So, and yeah, then was having some serious malfunctions, or not serious, but it would consistently malfunction. Every magazine it seemed to fail, except for the hot Federal tactical buck and slugs that we shot. Getting excited there. Woo, yeah. So the slug, that has performed the best so far. So I'm gonna have to get some more of those slugs and see if we can't get a full mag to run in this thing. But all right, the testing shall continue. Which I didn't bring enough of, because I thought, well, birdshot's gonna work fine, so I can at least get an intro, some B-roll footage filmed. But yeah, it was all malfunctions. But hey, it caused me to dive deep into the Saiga and to do my due diligence and look into taking all this apart. And I figured out that they did install a 6-position CSS, or California Shooting Supplies. If I say that wrong, I'll put captions at the bottom of the screen. You see that, right? If I'm wrong. But yeah, I do believe it's California Shooting Supplies 6-position regulator and a puck, and the CSS was stamped on the back of the puck. Which, when removing your regulator, there is that puck that sits in there. It's just this little, steel little, looks like a puck. And what happens is, depending on what position it's in, let's say it's on 6, which is wide open, it lets in a lot of gas. That is the highest amount of gas that it will let in, and 1 being the least amount of gas. So, like a piston-driven, think of a piston-driven AR. Like the SIG 516 or even MCXs and any other piston-driven rifle with an adjustable gas block, it has different positions where it can run in normal, suppressed, adverse, or off position. So this one just gives you 6 positions. It gives you more to work with, so you can tune the gun if you're just going to shoot slugs or buckshot or even birdshot. Because we did get it to run the weak Remington nitro sporting shells just fine. So we're going to try it again. I got that Remington, that light birdshot, and it's basically the lightest stuff I got. And we're going to see if it cycles it on. We're on the 4th setting, and if we need to, we can increase it. So it does go from 1 to 6. So you do have a lot of adjustment, which typically Saigas have 2 settings, I believe. And so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and rock this up, see if the Remington will cycle this time. Got about 5 shells loaded up, so all right, let's do it. And it worked. All right, or better, once we cleaned all that out and opened it up a little bit and allowed some more gas in there. But when I removed it, it was froze. I mean, it was almost just about carbon locked. So it took some doing to get that off. And then once we removed all that, removed the bolt and I took the tray out, or the dust cover off, and pulled everything out, cleaned it up real good, got all the threads cleaned, and cleaned all that carbon out, scrubbed it down real nice. Don't load it up with a bunch of oil, because that's just going to cause it to gum up and tighten up faster. So at least that's what I read, and that makes sense. It's, after all the firing we've done, it's still turning just fine. Still working out. After I cleaned it and took it out there and did the final testing and got it to cycle, played around with the adjustments, it's moving, and it has those little click positions where it will, it's locked into place. There's a little detent in there that once you can just feel it. You can hear it click too when it's really clean. Right now, not really, but I can actually feel it stop. So, all right, moving on back. So this here, the R&R targets, as you can see, that is the mag well, which you don't typically find on AKs or Saigas at all, but that was added, and this nice magazine release, which I really like that. So, I mean, just, it's very intuitive, very easy to manipulate and get the mags out of the gun. And the magazines, these are Surefire gun mags made in the US of A. And they have these nice little hangers so you can hang them off your kit, whatever. I didn't have any mag pouches big enough to work with it, but I could hang some off my belt, as you could see. So you could rig something up. So, I mean, it worked well for, you know, I guess for competition and stuff, but running around and doing some serious work with the gun, you might want to find some magazine pouches or something to keep those mags secured. All right, so as you can see, it does not have a right-handed charging handle. It is left-handed, and it has been cut right there. You can see that bare metal, and it has this piece right here. I guess, I don't know. I mean, do I need that there? Maybe, I guess it does kind of protect, I guess, from slamming anything into the bolt, knocking it out of the battery. So that would be my best guess. But I did hit my knuckle on it a couple times, but not a big deal. And again, I've not used a Saiga or really even an AK that much to say if I have a preference left or right charging side. And I know on my shotguns, like my Berettas and Benellis, they're all right side charging handles. For just about every shotgun is, unless you have an actual left-handed model shotgun. So that did take a little bit of getting used to, but not really. I mean, it picked up on it pretty easily. But yeah, I mean, but it does. One bad thing I can see about that being so opened up. I mean, you have a lot of potential to get debris, dirt, and trash all in there. But again, I do believe this gun was built and intended for competition use, not like, hey, this is going to be my go out, crawl through the mud, and do some serious operating with it. So it does have a Texas weapons system dust cover here. So we can get up close on that. And it does, you can remove this with this little pin right here, comes off very easily. I mean, and again, I'm not familiar with any of these products. I've not used any of this stuff before. So this is all my first time hearing any of these, like the CSS, R&R targets. Yeah, I'm not familiar with any of it. But I really did like the magwell. I like the idea of the removable chokes. I mean, that's cool. I mean, if you know you need it, you know why. But again, like on my Beretta 1301 or even the Benelli M4, you saw we did a video on that. Those were fixed cylinder bores, and unless I was going to use it for turkey hunting or what, which I don't do. I don't turkey hunt. I know that's considered heresy by some people here in Alabama, but I think cylinder bore for a tactical combat shotgun is perfect. I mean, it does, everything I need my combat shotguns to do. Now, if I was going hunting, I'd use a hunting shotgun, but with removable chokes. And on top, it does have a Vortex Venom 3MOA red dot. All right, moving back to the stock, I did notice on the where the butt pad is on the front side of it, Ace LTDUSA.com. So I guess that's where you can purchase you can find one of these stocks. So yeah, I liked it. I mean, it's fine. Length of pull is good. It has some nice foam right here. It felt nice. It wasn't beating up my face shooting it. So yeah, the stock was fine. Now, one thing I really liked about this shotgun was the trigger. Now, we are clear, but I mean, that thing, and just a little bit of take up. I mean, it's interesting. It's different. There's not a wall. I mean, but I mean, you just know when it's going to go, though. I mean, not a lot, and I mean, not a lot of weight to it, but the trigger was nice. It is nice. But yeah, so our experience with the Saiga 12, when we, as I said, we cleaned up the gas regulator and went back out to the range, and we fired some Winchester pheasant. That was it was a very old box I found, just rummaging around. This is the number 6 Winchester pheasant load. This is 3 3/4 drams of powder, 1 1/4 ounce load. The Remington we shot just earlier, that was 1 1/8 ounce, so that was pretty light. It doesn't have the drams of powder on there, but I know it ain't 3 3/4 drams, so this should cycle just fine if that Remington cycled. And so let's go ahead, see if and this is pretty old stuff too, so it might be an issue, but we'll see. All right. All right, and I bought some Aguila high velocity double aught buck, and the velocity is 1275, and they, for whatever reason, a lot of times companies are not putting how many drams of powder on the box anymore. That used to be a thing like Winchester did. This is a 1 1/4 ounce load with 3 3/4 drams of powder. Now and that stuff was moving. Well, they didn't even put they didn't put the velocity on there. So, but the velocity on the Aguila was 1275, and the Premier Nitro Sporting Clays, which was 7.5 shot, 1 1/8 ounce load, that was moving at 1300 feet per second, which we got that to run pretty well. Very, very pleasant to shoot, very soft recoiling. But for whatever reason, the Aguila was not hitting that hard. All right, buckshot. No shot. Let's go ahead and move it back up to 3. There we go. And see if that'll work. Oh gosh. No, not quite. All right, 4. Looks like 4 is still the preferred setting, but who knows? It might not cycle with these. These Aguila 12, the buckshot. It's pretty light. Doesn't really hit too hard. So, all right. No. All right. Let's go to 5. Man. All right. Number 5. Whoa. That cycled, and I felt a lot more recoil. So it's letting a ton of gas in right now. So let's see how many we got left. Yep, last one. Nope. Another one. Oh, jinxed it, screwed it up. Now, granted, that the double aught buck, it did have some way more recoil. I mean, it's heavier shot. So, I mean, I'm not really, I wouldn't say it was weak, but I mean, it just, I don't know, it was hanging up on the last shell for the most part. Every time, I mean, it would run a whole mag, but then at the last shell, it would hang up.
Stand by.
Beep. Oh, oh man, you can't see. See the last shell again. I mean, I guess that's fine if it's the last one, but you still got to clear a malfunction, which is not a, if that's the worst thing it does, if it fires every shell, I mean, once you do a mag change, it just, it'll fall out relatively easily. So, I mean, so counting that as a malfunction, I guess. I mean, it didn't eject it all the way out, but I don't know. I'm not gonna beat it up too bad for that, but yeah, and then the tactical buck and slug federal that tended to work fine. There was some old old Federal slugs I took out and shot on the second day, I believe it was. Let's go ahead and load up. It just looks cool, doesn't it? All right, slugs. I'm gonna smack that metal target, see if I can hit it. Whoo! Nope. So that did not cycle. I didn't think it did. Uh-oh. All right, so we're gonna turn up. Turn down for what? We're gonna go up to 3, and I'm thinking it'll cycle on 3. I don't know. All right. Nope. Malfunction. All right, going up to 4. I was kind of surprised. Those are some older slugs. They might, I don't think they're reduced recoil, but let's see. These are old Hydra-Shock HP rifled slugs. Yeah, whatever. All right, let's see here. On setting 4, maybe they should cycle. Let's see. Oh. And they did okay, but they started hanging up. Again, they were old, so they weren't brand new. Now the brand new I ran out of, and I only got a couple of them on, I think in the initial testing, those the Federal, like brand new box of Federal tactical slugs. Those had a tremendous amount of gas, and I mean, that was sending out a huge cloud of smoke or gas when we fired, but it cycled the gun very hard. So I could have turned that on down probably around 2, the second setting on the gas regulator, and it would have worked fine. All right, now, why would you want this shotgun? Is this a shotgun that would replace any of my favorite shotguns? No. Short answer is no. But that doesn't mean I don't like it. I mean, the aesthetics of this thing, it looks, when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, this is a Far Cry 5 looking shotgun. I mean, it is a real, it looks pretty menacing, and it definitely will capture people's attention when they see that, especially that barrel with those ports. That's crazy. It's got that old World War II fighter plane, fighter pilot look going on there, you know. So yeah, it's cool. Aesthetics on it, points, style, all that. It's scores pretty high. Function, once you figure it out, if you're going to stick with a shell that works, and you find out what gas setting, it tends to run pretty well. Mixing around with shells, changing the settings up, we were forgetting where we were at when firing it, so some of the malfunctions were on us for not resetting or going back to the appropriate settings. And again, it was the first time ever using the shotgun, but it was a lot of fun. All right, guys, so the only other thing I almost forgot to mention was the grip. It is an Ergo, E-R-G-O grip. It's nice rubber, overmolded feeling pistol grip, kind of like if you've ever held a Rogue grip, that's what it feels like. So, but yeah, I think that's about everything I can think of, or that I could notice that's been changed or added to the shotgun. But that's about it, guys. So I really enjoyed shooting it. It was a lot of fun working on the shotgun and then getting it to run, and so I could actually get some usable footage that is not just malfunctioning. So yeah, if you're having issues, there's remedies that you can do, such as that CSS regulator works great. I've seen other YouTubers and guys out there putting videos out of how that has helped them get their shotguns running. But even guys with just the 2 positions, because that's typically what they come with, is a low gas and high gas setting, and they regular maintenance and the right shells, they work pretty well. I had a lot of fun with it, and let me know what you guys think of the Saiga 12 or the AK platform in general. Tell me your experiences with it. Are you still having issues? Let me know if any of this helped you, changing out any of those parts or cleaning that out. if that helps you get yours running more consistently. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. And for all my subscribers that are hanging in there, thank you so much for being patient with me. I'm trying to work harder to get these videos done, edited, uploaded, but I want to make sure I'm doing it right. I don't want to rush stuff and then the content sucks. So, but all right, guys, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.